Hello, and welcome back to another episode of CaseyBuilds. I am really excited about the build this weekend. This set was sort of unexpected, and it we're going with. I'm just gonna talk about it here. All right, we're doing the Lego NES set this weekend. So, Bo James is already here. Hello, Bo James. Nintendo had come out with, it announced a whole bunch of Nintendo-themed sets. Oh, well, hello everybody. They were going to do all these new Mario sets. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they showed this NES set that came out that can kind of work with it. And I'm not sure what that's going to mean yet. But this is definitely one of the sets that I feel like people have been the most excited about. People that I don't know or people that I know who don't normally buy Legos were asking when they could get this. And anyway, I'm very excited. I think this is going to be one of the coolest sets that I'll be building on here. As always, we'll have my lovely assistant sorting the bags for us, but as I enjoy doing with all first boxes, we're cutting it open here, and we're going to get out. Oh, I wonder if there's stickers with this set. Holy cow, there's so many bags. Okay, well, I'm going to keep that here because that's clearly for... Okay, this is gonna... Yeah, let's just go dump this over there. There you go. There's a box inside of the box, by the way. I'm just gonna keep that here. Keep that here if I need that. Oh! Motherboard, Mike 16, Nancy Williams. Hello, everybody. There's a bag number 21. Okay, well, while she hunts for bag 1.
Oh, I need you to cut this.
Did I get this chair?
I did.
Oh, you got the chair. Let's see here. We're gonna cut off this side. Pop. Pop, pop. Thank you. Yeah, this is gonna be a big one. I expect this weekend will be, it's gonna be a marathon weekend with this. It's about 2,400 pieces. Actually, could you hand me those books over here? There's about 2,400 pieces. Okay. Hang on. Hold on, you. Here, dump all the other garbage bags. So it actually has 2 books in the set, which I kind of knew because I cheated and looked online. So there's 1 book to build the Nintendo, and then halfway through, you switch over to the second book, which is to build the TV part. Oh, and this bag's already kind of torn open down here. Figure that out later. I was in the middle of saying something. Oh, yeah, okay, so this set has 2,400-ish pieces, which means it's definitely medium big. The Death Star and Disney Castle are both around 4,000. So I'm thinking that this set can be accomplished as a 2-parter, but I think today will be a fairly long one. I'm thinking maybe we go with like a 3-hour build today. I'm going to enjoy reading all of those things in the instructions. Yeah, so I think we're going to maybe do a 3-hour today and then 2 hours tomorrow, and I'm hoping that's going to cover what we need to cover. Lex. would you please give me the big gray square that's to your left? Thank you. I'll take that too. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so it'll be a little bit longer today. But I'm pretty sure we can do this as a two-parter. That's my goal. I want to get this done as a two-parter. So, we'll go faster if I don't drop my pieces. Where'd you go? There it is. So like I said, there's a whole bunch of other Nintendo sets that they just came out with that I don't know if it'll be part of it, be one of my streams here, but it's a really new, interesting... Oh, Technic Lover. Hey there. I might need some Casey specials. I don't know if I can... I don't know if I could... I'd feel bad making everybody stick around for however long it would take me to finish this one today. I know people can pop in and out, but I try to make it so that they're consumable and not too much of a pain. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So all the other Nintendo sets that they just came out with, they got released at the same time. They are all it's kind of an interesting new set type that they're exploring, where there's a physical... Oh, why am I on this camera? You don't want to see my face, you want to see this stuff. Nobody said anything. Come on, guys. So the new Mario sets that came out are real interesting. It's like you have this... It's not a minifig. It's taller than a minifig. It's like... I don't know, but that tall. And it's a Mario. And all of the sets are actually meant to be like world levels from Mario Brothers. And so you can get all these sets and you put them together. And I think they use like either like Bluetooth, low energy signals or something. I actually haven't read up on how they do it. But you can move the Mario along this level that you build, and it's like you're playing a Mario level from the original Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers. And so he can get coins and power-ups and things. And, I mean, Lego knows that they're just a money-making machine, so they made all sorts of different expansions with different characters and bosses and things like that. So, but they all work together. So you can buy the starter set with the Mario, and then you get all these other sets, and you can basically make worlds. And those came out right when this thing came out a week ago? Jeez, a week ago. Yeah. And so I've gotten a couple of those sets in already as well. But supposedly the Mario figure can go on the top of the TV and interact with it somehow. I don't know. Basically, Lego's getting really creative. They're put a whole lot of effort into this Nintendo stuff. I don't know why it took them so long to get here, but I'm really pretty excited to see how all of this stuff is going to work together. Also, any Sega or Sonic Hedgehog sets? No, not that I'm aware of. None that they've announced yet. Still just Nintendo love at the moment. I think this set's going to be particularly cool too because, well, the TV set. If you're unfamiliar with the set, there's two major parts to this set. There's the Nintendo unit, which we're building here, and then there will be a TV, and the TV is almost like it will look like you're playing a Mario level. There's a little crank on the side, and Mario is going to actually go along in the TV set, and it's set up kind of like a picture shadow box thing, except it's on a rotating thing. And what was my point? Ah, yes. So I think that one will be very technically interesting to create. I'm excited to see that. But I think, like I've mentioned on lots of other streams before, I think the innards of the Nintendo here are going to be fun to build as well. Pretty much, I've got really high hopes for this set, and I hope that they knock it out of the park, because so many people, I know Bo James picked up one of these, might even be building along with me today, which would be great. I know some people enjoy doing that. Anyway, a lot of people seem to have gotten really excited about this set in particular. Even people who don't normally go out of their way to buy Lego sets when they come out. So I'm hoping this set is going to be as cool and as fun as we all hope it could be. One thing to pay attention to here, if you are building the set yourself, already the instructions have been flipping back and forth a lot with little symbols that means rotate what you're working on. So if you're going to be building your own, really pay attention to the direction of everything, because it keeps flipping and turning all willy-nilly on me. So, just a word to the wise. Technic-Lover. I grew up. We were a strictly Nintendo household growing up. NES, SNES, N64, all of those. GameCube. Did you grow up in a Sega household? Seems like most people were either one or the other. We were very much Nintendo in my house. We can still be friends if you had a Sega. We could have traded our consoles when we were kids. Is 21 still the highest number over there? Yeah, this is gonna be a monster set. Lex was already trying to figure out how to organize. Oh, you had both. Oh, you were one of those kids. Had everything. That's nice. I'm jealous. Retroactively jealous. It's cool. Zelda sets, you know, I would like to think that Nintendo has this partnership with Lego now. I don't know if the Lego, if the real creative thing that they're doing with the Mario is to make it like a Mario level. And I have a hard time just right off the top of my head thinking about how they might be able to accomplish that with Zelda. So I don't know if it would just work the same way that the Mario ones are, but I haven't heard anything about Zelda sets. But naturally, if they came out with one, I'd be clicking refresh to buy it the second it came out if they do. Ah, no Dreamcast. Dreamcast was a cool system. We never had one of those either. That was more of our rich friends had the Dreamcast, and we got to go play it at their houses. I was always mystified by the controller for the Dreamcast. It seemed like it did way too much for a controller, which was cool but scary. So far, still just building up the inside of this thing. I assume at this point, if I had to guess, we're sort of mimicking what the inside would actually look like. I've never seen the inside of a Nintendo. I've never Googled it. I've never opened one up.
Why would you open it up?
Yeah, that would destroy it. I guess I kind of always imagined it was just basically a pretty simple circuit board. Because it wasn't really a powerhouse of a system. Not that really anything was back then. The controllers now definitely are complicated. Yes. I think the Dreamcast, though, maybe I'm wrong about which one this was. I feel like you could. One of them had these, like it was like a little memory cartridge that would go into the controller, and the controller had a slot in the top that you could put the thing into. But if you took it out, that little cartridge, you could play it independently, like it was almost its own little game. And I think that was the Dreamcast, and there was a little viewing window in the Dreamcast controller. I don't know, real fancy stuff. Okay, we're just about done with the first bag here, which is amazing. Looks like they're going for smaller bags, and
There are some numbers that have 3 bags.
oh, okay, well, that's not necessarily right. Lex is saying that there's some numbers that have 3 bags, so this just can be a real interesting build. When do you build the part of the set you have to blow into to get it working? Actually, yeah, that is part. You do build a Mario cartridge. That's what the one sticker is for. So you can do the old-fashioned fix. We're done with bag 1 already. Oh, and it looks like part of bag 2 is building the tray loading mechanism for the cartridge. This is so exciting. This is so cool. Ooh. Lovely. Well laid out. Yeah, when the set was first announced, and they said that they were going to have Lego NES. On the one hand, I was really excited because I love both of those things, Lego and Nintendo. But on the one hand, I was kind of confused because I thought, that's cool and all, but the Nintendo is a big block. There's not a whole lot going on. It's a bunch of right angles. You're basically building a gray shoebox. And so I had no idea how that could possibly turn into something that would be fun. It would look nostalgic, but wouldn't necessarily be fun or interesting. And then when I saw the second part of the build, because this really is 2 parts, like I showed you with the instructions, build the Nintendo. The second part of the build is building the TV. And when I saw the TV set that goes along with this, that's when they really sold me on. I mean, who am I kidding? It's not like I wasn't going to get it, but that's when I was on board with how cool this set was actually going to be. That was the surprise and delight moment. So, and like I said, hopefully this set just doesn't turn out to be a big old letdown. It certainly could, but it seems like that would be such a horrible mistake on Nintendo's part, or Lego, well, and Nintendo, really, both of them. I can't imagine this thing being anything other than awesome. So, like I said, Lex was already trying to figure out downstairs how we're going to move a few things around to figure out the optimal viewing locations for the Legos that we leave out, because this is probably going to be one of the ones that will be on more or less permanent display. Have you tried any of the Nintendo emulators? I sure have, Technic Lover. Yeah. In fact, I have a Raspberry Pi that works pretty well. Yeah. I know there's a lot out. I know there was a system that just came out that a lot of people were excited about called the. It might be called the Phantom. And it's kind of like a Game Boy, but it's meant to be able to play. Oh, see, they just switched directions on me again. It's supposed to be like a little handheld Game Boy, but it's like an emulator where it'll play any old cartridge-based games, like Game Boy games. But I know that they. Oh shoot! Well, the thing with the Raspberry Pi is it's a kind of a build-it-yourself, hack-it kind of a thing. So it's kind of a tough one to put together. I actually didn't build mine. I had a friend who built it, and then I got him to make me one. It's also not the most legit thing. I know Nintendo has released a couple of classic virtual consoles that lets you play old games. I think those are probably the easiest, most accessible, most legal things you could do. There's also if you have a Nintendo Switch, there's something in that called Virtual Console, and I think that's probably what I've played, what I use the most to play old stuff now. So if you buy a Nintendo Switch, and if you get the Virtual Console thing on that, it's got most of the big popular games: Mario, Zelda, Metroid. I want to say the NES and SNES of those have maybe 30 games apiece. And if you're looking to play the good old classic games, that's probably the best, easiest experience that you can get. Just requires that you have a Nintendo Switch. So I know that they just recently, well, time is relative with COVID now, but at some point in this year, or maybe it was last, I don't know. They have a few different types of Switches you can buy now. Not just it used to, when they came out, there was the one, and then they've made more types of Switch since then that are all compatible, just different levels of things. So I guess for accessibility purposes, my recommendation would be get yourself a Switch. Double Dragon. Maybe. I think there's River City Ransom. Pretty sure there's Contra. I don't know, Technic Lover. That might be you might need to Google that. But if you were to Google Nintendo Switch Virtual Console, that's probably or Virtual Console games, you could probably see a list of all of the different ones that they have. I don't think it would be too tough to find that somewhere. Okay, we're building this tray right now, which is interesting. There's a moving piece in here, which I assume is going to have to do with locking it down into place, and there's some rotatey bits. There's all sorts of stuff going on with this right now, so this is going to be fun. Akari Brothers. I'm pretty sure that one is on there. I think so. I want to say Mike Tyson Punch-Out. All of the various Marios and Zeldas. Castlevania, I think, might be in there. Also, they do add to it as well. I've noticed a couple different times now that new games have shown up on the list of available games. So they don't really have a schedule that they follow for adding games to it that I'm aware of. But every once in a while, there's more games. So even if the best ones that you want aren't on there now, it's possible that they'll add them. But I feel like there's enough value on there to warrant it if that's what you're looking for. Also, just as long as we're talking about Nintendo today, I will say that on the Switch, the newest Legend of Zelda game, Breath of the Wild, and the newest Nintendo game, Odyssey, are probably some of the very best, probably the best ones in both of their franchises, which just blew me away. And are also, I personally think the Zelda is Breath of the Wild is quite possibly one of the best games ever made. They just crushed it. So I would say if you're looking for classic Nintendo experiences, a Switch is a really good investment. If that's the kind of stuff that you enjoy playing. Also good for party games like Mario Kart and Smash Brothers and Mario Party and those kinds of games that anyone can play. I admittedly, if I'm sitting at a console, usually my Xbox is my first choice, but all of the first tier Nintendo games, the Marios, the Zeldas, things like that, are really, really worth playing on the Switch. And if that's the speed of game you're looking for, I would say it's a safe investment to make. Oh, how's that going there? Like that. Okay, that's weird. Neat. Don't really know what's happening. Let's see how this is supposed to go here. There's so much stuff going on with this. This is definitely this is going to be an interesting build for a lot of people. If they haven't done a lot of Lego, and they got this purely for the nostalgia factor, this is going to be a eye-opening experience for a lot of people, I think. Alright. A couple of holes here. There we go. I pulled that right off. That's fun. Okay, so there's some springs in there, so we're literally building a loading mechanism here, to load and lock our cartridge once we build that. So that's pretty fun. It's not the most secure thing yet. But I imagine a few more pieces in here and these things will start getting tighter. Because there's spring loading going on in here, it kind of pushes up on these pieces over here. So when I put it together initially here, this one came off. So again, if you're building this yourself, don't worry, you just push it right back down, and I think we're gonna get it to a point where it's solid enough that you don't need to worry about it coming off. I think actually already just two more steps long, and it's perfectly fine. So that's fun. Hey, look at that, we're already done with bag 2. There. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're gonna have a lot of these angled pieces around the edge. Obviously, I mean, with the Nintendo being shaped, it wasn't a perfect shoebox. It kind of had a taper at the bottom, and so we're gonna have the appropriate angle to that, it looks like, which obviously it should have if we're doing this the right way. Yeah, man, I am stoked that there's only a couple of stickers here. Things like this are printed right on, which is great. So you can see here we have a old school power button. There's a reset button here too. It seems like Nintendo might be going that way with some of their higher end sets now, which I am not going to complain about at all. Lego, not Nintendo. Thank you. I know Cordy, who I don't believe is out there today, he said he was going to be on a road trip. Anyway, he just recently had gotten a set, and I'm trying to remember which one it was, that he was very excited about the sticker situation, in that they had only included one sticker with the set. I think it was the Lego. There's a new train that just recently came out, new Lego train, and he showed me a few of the pieces that were all printed. So, and that is definitely a higher end set. Oh, that's cool. That works. So we're getting creative. It's still it's carrying this angle, but there was a notch here on the original Nintendo. And they've recreated that. That's fun. So yeah, if Nintendo could print more pieces, Lego, I'm gonna do that all day long. Apologies. That'd be great. Especially when you get into these sets where you're paying hundreds of dollars for a set. That seems like including a cheap sticker is kind of a chintzy thing on their part. So don't insult me, basically. Okay, we have the power over here. That's fun, the power light. Boy, that would be neat. Adding power to this thing and actually having it light up. I know one of the things that some people have talked about, I mentioned the Raspberry Pi as an emulator. Some people I've talked to have talked about taking this set and actually putting a Raspberry Pi inside of it so that it is actually a functioning Nintendo that you could plug into a TV and... Nah. Raspberry Pis are lightweight. That would be pretty cool. Having basically just having a power cord and an HDMI cable coming out of the side of this thing, and then being able to take that and plug it into anything with an HDMI port. TV or monitor or anything like that, and use this as a Nintendo. Heck, there's probably people who have already done that at this point. I would not be surprised. But you could probably go online and Google Lego Nintendo Raspberry Pi and find somebody who'd done that. It's just too good of an idea not to. So, Bo James, are you building along right now, or are you saving yours for later? I understand that you might not always be in a position where you can build Lego whenever you want to, the way I am. Okay. So this is a interesting, complicated little contraption here. Imagine this is going to be something that helps regulate the oh my goodness, it already works. Oh, okay. I hope this will work when I hold it at an angle. So cartridge goes in, you push it down, it locks into place, push it again, and it goes up. That alone right there is worth it. This entire set is worth that. I wonder if that's the same way the mechanism worked in the original Nintendo. Sure could have. Oh. I could do this all day. That's amazing. I am so excited right now. If that wasn't abundantly clear. Okay. Okay, deep breaths. I need to get back to my Lego building Zen state here. So I have absolutely, unless this is the way that the original Nintendo system actually locked a cartridge into place, I don't know what kind of brain you need to have being a Lego master, making these sets up at Lego. I don't know how you dream this up, having that kind of a mechanism to make this happen. It is just so creative and brilliant. Assuming that is the way that the original Nintendo worked, it's a little bit more realistic to imagine how somebody could adapt that into Lego. But still, that is wildly impressive to me. And I assumed that it would work, and that functionality would be there. And I mean, I think it was even in the little promo videos that you could download, or that you could see online. But actually seeing it right now working, doing that's so cool. Okay, and presumably now we're gonna build if I had to guess, the controller port plugs, I believe. I'm I'm only slightly worried at the moment because I just looked over and saw Lex doing one of these, and I'm worried I might lose my piece sorter. It's a high risk, high reward kind of a situation over here. Could you just not stand them up perfectly?
Too tall.
They are too tall. Okay. Oh. If it helps, we're getting close to the end of this one.
Oh,
It's done. Okay.
it was moving over in the room and it fell over.
Are we worried about the transit from there to here?
Not anymore.
Okay. Okay, what are you little interesting? How's that? Doesn't clip into anything. It just sort of sits there. Bad form. Well, there we go. Guess that doesn't matter. What's that?
Feet missing.
Okay, well we have controller ports here with a couple little grabby bits. So it'll actually, once we build a controller, it'll hold it into place. Oh yeah, old school player 1, player 2, printed on the piece. Sweet. Man, their attention to detail with this set, they did a great job. Good work, Nintendo. Lego. Both of you.
I think maybe they did more printed on pieces of the set because they know that more non-traditional Lego folk will be doing it, and that would be a deterrent.
That is certainly a possibility. Lex suggested that they might be printing them on because there's more non-traditional Lego folk doing it, and so they're saving them from that, basically. It's entirely possible. Okay, we got the front of our Nintendo coming along. I think that's the end of this bag. It is. Okay. If your children are watching right now, cover their ears.
How many are actually left? Told you to fix it. See?
Very good. Let me show you this. This is awesome. You need to see this.
That's pretty cool. Super Smash Brothers add-on. Oh man, that would be fun. I think that might just be throwing Lego pieces at each other. Be hurt if you stepped on them. There are a lot of these angled pieces here, so I imagine we're gonna, Yeah, I have a feeling those are gonna be. We're gonna finish off the full side of this thing here. Oh, no, there's not gonna be enough for that side. We'll see. Oops. That's one of the things. You know, there's so many pies that Lego can get their fingers into, And they do things like this where they make this Nintendo and they come out with all the Mario sets. They make this new theme, and it just seems like there's only a few major categories that Lego really sticks with. Like, they keep making Star Wars sets. Great. They keep making Disney. Disney has their whole line, but like other ones, like they came out with a whole bunch of Overwatch sets for the Blizzard game Overwatch, and then they just sort of stopped, and they came out with a whole bunch of Harry Potter sets, and then just kind of stopped, and it seems like they set themselves up to be able to make all of these really cool massive franchise collections, and they do one run, and then I don't know, they get bored or distracted, or maybe they don't do as good as they want them to do. I sure don't know, and that seems unlikely because they're usually sold out all over the place with lots of different things all the time, so can't imagine that's the case. But anyway, I don't know how Lego makes their decisions, and it sure seems like they set themselves up to be able to create all sorts of great things, and then they show restraint. I don't know why they do, because there's certainly enough crazy people like me out there who are just begging them to give us reasons to throw money at them. Yeah, licensing fees, maybe. Yeah, who knows? I feel like they literally have a license to print money at this point, and like, if I was in charge of Lego, I feel like we'd be kicking things into overdrive more. Certainly during the whole pandemic thing too. I feel like their sales must be up because people are looking for things to do at home that they can order online and then not have to go out for. So anyway, August 1st they had a whole bunch of new sets come out, which was really neat. And they've got a bunch more Star Wars ones coming out on September 1st now. But kind of seems like they're going slower than I'd like them to, which is probably good for my bank account. Yeah, that's true. Less disposable income. Although I've heard both sides. Like, people aren't going out to do things, so they're not wasting as much money. So they're just sitting at home, saving money on gas. Insurance costs less right now, I think. But yeah, if you're not making money, you don't have money to spend. So I suppose everybody has a different situation. Okay, what are we building on this side? Is this where the I think this might be where the cable's plugged in, like the video cables. That would make sense. If I could have Lego create any set in the world, what would it be? I know exactly what that would be. I'm going to give you two answers, because I actually have two answers to this question. I want two sets. One set would be, I would like Lego, because I have a Mega Bloks version of this already, which is terrible. I wish Lego would make a from Star Trek, the Enterprise. I think a Lego version of the Enterprise would be amazing. The Mega Block set where you build the Enterprise is terrible, and I know I've talked about that on here before, but it's awful. And I think that would be awesome, and I think they'd sell a bajillion of them to all those Star Trek nerds out there. Other than that, the other thing that I would like would be from the Blizzard game StarCraft. Not Warcraft, StarCraft. And I think they could do all sorts of things from the game, but one thing in particular, they have something called a siege tank. And, this just sits in there. It's going to have to lock in soon. The siege tank is, it's a tank with treads, and in the game you can hit a button and the tank deploys into their siege mode, where the treads go out and some outriggers pop out of the side of the tank for stability. And I feel like you could do that and have like a turret on the top, and it could be a really cool Technic set where you're building all of these functioning pieces. And it could be on the scale of the other car sets that have come out, like the Porsche and the Bugatti and the Lamborghini. And I think building that, a Technic siege tank, that's sort of what I want more than anything from Lego. That and the Enterprise. Huh. Oh, cool. Okay, so doing some trickery. This is the port where you plug in the power. The little power plug. Obviously not the end that goes into the wall. That's really clever. Taking your extra pieces and creating a Lego version of Kal-El from Caprice. I have never seen a little minifig with Caprice. If we made a larger life-size Cal with Lego pieces, we could certainly figure out a way to adapt that to create some with his sexy calves. Oh, that's fun. Okay, let's print on that guy. We have audio and video. Ooh, audio and video. So right over here. Ah! Okay, I can't hold this up yet. I've got to get a few more pieces in to lock it into place, and then I'll hold it up. That would be a lot of fun, building a Lego cow. Though I feel like that would have a slightly not as large of an appeal. Definitely a more specific specific set of people who would be interested in that. No, I was just messing up your beautiful sorting. Sorry. I know I kind of said it already, but they're doing a great job on the outside of making this look like the shape of a Nintendo. Like having it be angled correctly. That's really great. So, bottom half, here's the loading mechanism. And because there's a little slider in here, so it does need to have proper gravity to work. But we have all the different ports. Oh, and that's what that's for. Okay. So back in the old days, you had the yellow video RCA cable, and you had one RCA cable for audio. There's no such thing as stereo, just a mono out. So that's what those are. And on the back we have the power switch. We have, this would be where you could put in the RF adapter to plug it into an antenna and put it on channel 3 or channel 4. And right there was the switch to switch back and forth. Actually, the switch might have been here, not on the adapter. I think this switches back and forth between whether it's going to be on the broadcasting on over channel 3 or channel 4. This is amazing. Do you think Apple and Lego would ever do a deal to create a Lego version of the original iPhone, or Lego could do a Samsung Galaxy Pixel and iPhone sets? That's a creative idea. I think that would be fun. I do have a hard time imagining off the top of my head how that could be an interesting set, because the original iPhone was tiny,
Apple would not really.
and there's not a whole lot you could do with that. That'd be like a 10-piece set, really. I mean, that would be cool. I think that's more in the realm of build it your set kind of a thing. Build yourself kind of a thing. As cool as that would be. Maybe if it would be more appropriate to build like an iMac or something. I don't know. Not sure. Yeah, an iMac. Yeah, like Motherboard said there. Oh, this was just so cool. Okay, so now, like I was saying already, we have get these in here. So we do have the ports. So yellow and red coax or RCA jacks to get our video and audio out. We have this port for the coax. Oh, this is so great. Oh, yeah, building the new Mac stuff. Those things are nice. Yeah. I think it'd be neat if they made an architecture set of the Apple campus of the mother or the what's that?
It's just a circle.
It is, but it's all glass. Yeah, it might be boring. That's part of the problem with Apple stuff. Apple has such clean designs. There's not interesting flair and flavor. As much as I would love to see a lot of that stuff, being the Apple fanboy that I am, I have a hard time imagining what those things would be. Yeah. Maybe doing a sculpted model of a Steve Jobs head, just a bust of Steve Jobs. I'd build one of those. So again, I feel like that's a limited appeal. All right, what's going on here? Doing a lot of highly irregular things on the inside bits here. That I don't totally understand the purpose of yet. But I'm sure it'll all come together. By the way, this has nothing to do with my building, but a couple nights ago I tried doing a different type of a stream on a different channel, because I don't want to want to keep these things separate.
You wanna cross the streams?
Don't want to cross the streams. Yeah. But I figured out a way to set up a bunch of stuff to be able to do a little piano playing streaming. And I don't know when I'm going to be... I don't really have a schedule for that. I don't think that's going to be anything that's any... It's not going to be a regular thing or anything like that. And like I said, it's not going to be on this channel. So I'll just let some friends and family know when that happens. But tested it out a few nights ago and tried to listen to the audio quality of playing the piano and seeing how that sounded with the equipment that I have, and it seemed to all work pretty well. So if I know you, I'll try to let you know if I'm going to do that, if that seems like the sort of thing that you would enjoy being able to listen to. That's much less interactive. It's just literally me sitting there playing the piano. Oh, a Lego Titanium G4 PowerBook. Yeah, that's... You could... Yeah, doing a Lego laptop, or Lego Apple laptop could be interesting. Because I feel like you'd have enough room to build something, and maybe there'd be a way to make keys with some kind of functionality. Hey, look at that, we're done with number 4. Laptop could work. But yeah, I'm gonna do some piano playing one of these days. I will not be singing on it. No, this is purely piano playing. I have sung in my past, and I don't think I have a terrible voice, but I also think there's I like pure piano, and if I'm singing along to my own songs, there's a little bit more pressure involved, and makes it less fun for me. Also, my brother had asked me if I was live streaming or if I was recording myself and then posting them. No, I won't be. I will not be singing. Thank you all for your kind words. And I told him that if I was going to record it ahead of time and then post it, I would feel the need to make it perfect, and I am not a perfect piano player. I sound alright, but I don't practice for hours and hours and hours to get it absolutely perfect. And if I was pre-recording them and posting them so that people could come watch them, then I would never post anything, because nothing would ever be perfect. So I'm gonna... It's purely meant to be a... Like, hey, I'm cooking dinner and I wanna listen to a little bit of piano music live while I'm cooking, or something like that. I don't know. That kind of a thing, I guess. So, anyway, this is looking real good. Have a nice flat. It's the black area. This could quickly become one of those very tedious, repetitive steps that I complain about from time to time. By the way, Christopher Bailey, welcome to the stream. Are you, did your Nintendo come yet today, Chris? Are you building along? Yeah, Yeah, well, when I'm playing, it's not a won't be chatting, nothing interactive to it. It's just me playing whatever I feel like playing for a little while. Between songs, I'll look to see if anybody said anything, but it's really meant to be a much less interactive forum. You were in Sacramento at 3 a.m. Oh, I can't imagine that the reason that you were in Sacramento at 3 a.m. has anything good associated with it, so I'm sure I'll be able to talk to you about that later. Hear what's going on. Hopefully everyone's okay. We got to build 2 of these, which I'm going to do without going backwards in my instructions, because going backwards is an admission of defeat. You have failed if you have to go backwards in your instructions, even if you've missed that you have to build 2 of something because they don't properly forecast that. I think I can do this here. Oh, the Lego set was in okay, sorry. I was sitting here worried thinking that you had, like, maybe someone in your husband's family had to go to some fancy emergency room downtown or something. Ugh. It even feels so. We have this kind of vent area here, and it feels like the original Nintendo felt. Oh, that's nice. Getting a good nostalgia buzz going right now. And that was surprisingly not as repetitive or monotonous as I was worried it might be.
This bag will be.
Oh, good. Lex tells me that the next bag will be very monotonous, so that's fun. Great. Well, hopefully Mama Shelby's doing okay. Speaking of people's parents, it was Alexa's dad's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Jim. If you're out there watching right now, or if Carol's streaming it, who knows, I don't know. Ariel, anyway. Happy birthday to you. I think that covers my birthday notifications right now. What other exciting dates? Oh, yesterday was also the Fishers anniversary, wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary, Fishers. Okay. Just kind of going for it here right now. Let's see. There's a lot going on this side of the thing here. I don't know what this is all going to end up being. There's a lot going on over here, and I don't remember it being anything more than just a squaring off. So, not sure where we're going with this. Two. Hey, quality control, you're out there. Very nice. Okay, presumably this area over here might be the motherboardy bits. We're starting to get some green stuff and what looks like capacitors. So maybe this is where the bulk of, which would explain the venting on the top of the Nintendo. But maybe this is where the bulk of the computer inside bits were on the original, possibly, or over in this area. That would make sense. I actually had a fun opportunity for Jim's birthday. What father-in-law doesn't want to be bought a new car by their son-in-law? So actually, he really wanted a Corvette, and so I found a great die-cast Corvette on Amazon and shipped it to him as a surprise. So now he can tell all of his friends that his son-in-law bought him a Corvette for his birthday. I'm sure it was just what he wanted. Fairly close to scale. Yes, it's close to. It is slightly smaller. The original Nintendo was probably a little bit wider, but it's close. It's close. Thank you, Chris. Okay, I'm going to hold this side up so you guys can see it. There's a lot going on over here. There's all these various green bits, and those definitely look like they're meant to be capacitors. And I'd imagine all these teal parts are supposed to be motherboard, just random motherboard material. My mom's name right now for this is suddenly more appropriate than ever. By the way, as I mentioned earlier, I think today's going to be probably a longer build than usual. So if at any point you feel like you got to duck out for a little while or you're done, that is totally fine. Don't feel like you need to stick around. I will be continuing this tomorrow for the second half of the build. So this is a slightly bigger one. We're definitely going to get the Nintendo itself done today, and then hopefully make good progress on the TV. Okay. Yeah. Getting more electric engineering flavor here. Electrical computery bits. Yeah, just more more stuff going on inside. Oh. I was totally wrong. Oh my god. Okay. If you haven't, if you're looking at the instructions and haven't figured this out because they're too small, I will show you this in a second. Oh, this is great. Oh, I can't believe I missed this. Okay. Well, this little guy right here, you may recognize as something that looks like a warp pipe. Right here, what we have is the end of level 1-2 on the original Super Mario Brothers, where you it's even the correct blue for the underground levels, and where you have to go up, and these are platforms that are going up and down, and there's a platform here, and you can either take the pipe out to the proper end of the level, or if you use a little secret, you could jump up on top, come over, and then drop down in. And these were the warp pipes to levels 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, and 5? No. 2, 3, and 4? It's got to be 3, 4, and 5. Because 4 has the pipe that... No, 5... Oh, shoot. You know what? It's all muscle memory right now. I know if I picked up the game and I was playing it, I would just do it all from muscle memory. But right now, it's like when you try to remember, like your PIN or something, where you usually only do it when you type it. And you know it's like, oh, boop 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 boop, and then you forget what the numbers actually are because you just do the muscle memory. Oh gosh, that's so cool. Okay, one more look at that. It's the end of level 1-2. Ah, also the end of bag 5. Okay, we are on bag 6 now. That is exactly what I was talking about when I was saying I imagine that Lego is going to have some really cool stuff on the inside of this.
I borked it.
That's okay. I'll fix it. That is exactly the sort of pre-SF, because as soon as we finish this, that part's going to be covered, I'm sure, and you won't be able to see it. But that's such awesome flavor. Oh man, that's cool. Okay, yeah, and so right now what we're building is going to be a cover, a lip that's going to go over this. So at least I make it easy enough to take it apart, or take it off. Instead of having this entire row here be all studs all the way across, there's just a few studs along the way, so that when we attach this down, it's all flat across the top. These will be strong enough to hold it into place, but you can easily remove it to be able to see the inside of it. This is quite possibly the coolest set they have. Nope, no, that's a lie. The Porsche and the Bugatti are still the best. But aside from the super exotic car sets that they have, this is the coolest. This is the coolest non-Technic set they have. Hands down. This is awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the pipes at the end of uh-oh. That was the wrong size. You did miss something, quality control. I'm going to hold it up again, and you can correct me as soon as I get this off. That was the wrong size piece. I need one of those. right here. This is the end of level 1, 2. And I was trying to remember, these pipes take you into worlds 3, 4, and 5, or 2, 3, and 4. I think it's 3, 4, and 5. Because you would go to 5, and then 5 has the pipe that takes you to 6, 7, and 8, if you're trying to go through really quickly. Is that right? At the end of level 1, 2? 1, 2 is 3, 4, and 5. Correct? That's what we're trying to remember. Oh, 2, 3, 4. And then did 4 have the pipe? Something's not adding up. Because something took... Because the other warp took you to 6, 7, and 8. Because that's how you got to level 8 quickly. Right? Obviously, it's been way too long since I've played Mario Brothers. Or do you go to 4 and you have to beat all of level 4 and then get to level 5? I don't remember right now. You can bet as soon as this stream is over today, I'm going to be getting out Mario Brothers and playing through it just to be able to remember. Why is that missing a thing? Oh, it's not. Oh. Pay no attention. Everything's fine. Okay, and now we cover that with a whole bunch of these things. Okay. Sturdy. There. Sturdy cover. There we go. And that'll just pop right there. As you can see, completely hidden away. You wouldn't even know it's there, but it comes right off. And that is the difference between Lego and Mega Block. One of the many. You haven't had any rest between bags over there. Whew. Lex has been sorting like a pro today. Alright. Looks like we're building some structure here that will allow us to put a top on this thing. that thing still works. Oh. Man, this is such a cool set. Oops. Now I'm getting all excited, trying to see if they're going to do anything else clever like they did over here, anywhere else in here. You know, all of a sudden it just popped into my mind. I think in one of my childhood boxes over there of just random Lego parts for free building, for allowing oneself to be creative. I think one of the things that's still built in that box somewhere, I remember making a fake Nintendo controller. I don't know if it still exists, but it might. And I remember I used rubber bands so when you pushed a button it would snap back up. I should try to dig that out and see if I can find that. And see with my adult eyes how if it's as cool as I seem to remember it being when I was a kid. Okay, what are we doing here? Oh, that goes like that. This is an interesting step that is kind of difficult to see, but it works. Okay. All right. Oh. Hello there, Taco Cub. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna show you something that's gonna blow your mind here in a second. As soon as I finish a couple of steps. I've been going gaga about a couple of things here, and I know you're here. Might as well show you as well, because you can't see it anymore. You know what? For anybody that's new to the stream, check this out. So first of all, functioning cartridge loader. Click, it stays down. Click, it goes up. But of note over here, if you take this part of the Nintendo off, you can see this is the end of World 1-2 from the original Super Mario Brothers, with the platforms that are moving that you can jump between, the pipe that takes you up to the end of the level, and then over here to the warp pipes. One of the coolest things in any Lego set I think I've ever built. And you know, that's something else. Lego, they made this set in such a way that you're putting all that stuff together and you're building it and you don't even know what it is, and then all of a sudden there's just that eye-opening moment and you realize. So they had fun with that. They knew what they were doing. They knew they were being clever, and they knew it would take people a while to figure it out. That was wonderful. Such a nice surprise. Yeah, good work, Lego. All right, and here we have This is going to be the door mechanism. Rather, right here, there's two little pins that the door will hook onto that'll be for opening and closing here. Yeah, I've been absolutely losing it over this set. This has been such a cool build. Okay. There's also, okay, looking at this now, anytime Lego uses these pieces instead of pieces that are just studded all the way across, like this versus this, these typically mean you're going to put something here that is meant to be removed, like this thing is. It's meant to come off easily so that you can see what's underneath. So I think what they're doing here, I'd imagine in the next bag, which we're close to, we're going to build a top for this thing, and that's what that's for, so that you can take the top off and see inside to be able to appreciate the inner bits here, because otherwise you would not be able to see that. Or, God forbid, something breaks on the inside, you would have to take the whole thing apart to be able to get to it. So this way you could even have access to the inner bits if you need it. So, oh yeah, and then right here along the sides we're having putting some plating down that it can rest on to give it some the support that it will need. So we have these areas here. So I bet you the next step we're going to just be building a flat top for this, and then a little hanger door here. So into bag 6, on to bag 7. That's that. Oh, I really hope that I don't have to cut this at some point. That would be something that would make me very sad. Thank you. Ooh. More printed on things that don't require stickers. This is great. Looks like we're going to be building a cartridge in this one too, which means I'll have to apply one sticker. Alright, and this is the width of the top, so presumably that's what we're working on here. Like that. And one of the things with this set that Lego is clearly employing to make it match the original Nintendo, they are using what is called SNOT, which stands for studs not on top. Which means that all of this, everything here is flesh. You don't actually see, when this thing is going to be done, you're not going to see any studs at all. It's just going to be flat surfaces like the original Nintendo. So So it always takes a little more effort when you're building a set to do that, as opposed to just leaving it, with studs on them. But certainly for a set like this, where there is a very, very exact original look that you're trying to replicate, doing it this way is obviously much more important. So, oh yeah, there we go. So that's just going to fit right on there. Somehow. Kind of a tight fit. There we go. Now that it's in place, it should be easy enough to take off and put back on. Yep. It just needed to, putting it down helped to align some of these other things. So, but now it can easily pop off to expose the inner workings. Very good. Cool. And now let's do that front door. As we take care to use the correct pieces that do not have things printed on them yet. Oh, these guys. Those two and those two. Oh. Off by one error. Okay. Here's the top half of the door. Huh. All of the effort that they've gone to, and maybe they're going to solve this. But there's these two little studs on top on either side, and there's literally no other stud anywhere around the entire rest of this thing. Except right there. And I'm curious if they left that there for a reason. It sure doesn't seem like there's a good one to me. But maybe that's something that's going to get fixed that I just haven't seen yet. Possible. Two. Ooh. By the way, Taco Cub, if you're still out there and watching, let me give you a public thank you for all the help you've given me recently with buying a new gaming machine and getting a new monitor and all that kind of stuff. All of your expertise. I appreciate all of the help. It's nice when you know somebody who can help you spend your money. Okay. This is cool. We're building stuff that has like original Nintendo-y stuff on it. It's interesting the way these pieces are fitting together. How is that supposed to be? That's that way, and this is supposed to be this way-ish. Like that. Okay. There's all of those. Nintendo Entertainment. There. Ooh. That fits together real nice. Again, stuff printed on. We have the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's nice and flush. That's great. And because of the way we built this out, it even has, there's a tiny little lip here, just like the original one had, so that you can actually grab the door. And open up the door to your Nintendo. Blow it out if it gets dusty. And now there's these two little bits up here that I don't know why those are that way and not flat. Maybe it's just to remind you that it is in fact Lego. Ugh. This set is amazing. Alright, let's build a Nintendo cartridge. Oops. Nope. Well, here's the inside of the cartridge. Obviously, they are having us build a kind of a little mother a circuit board in there, since that's how the original cartridges worked. It's not like the current ones where you put like a DVD or something in there and it reads the DVD off. It's in the original ones. It was a soldered board with stuff on it, which is one of the benefits to it being this way. And one of the things that I miss is with a cartridge like this, you plug it in and turn it on, and you were playing the game instantly. There was no load time. Like with the discs, now you have to load up off of the disc, and it has to buffer the stuff. It has to read the discs and buffer them into memory. Whereas with these old ones, because it was all physical circuitry, you would put the circuit in, and it was instant. And just computers and things working the way they do now, that's just not the way it works anymore. It's not really possible. But good old days. Granted, back then they didn't have to load as much stuff. The density of information on the DVD versus what you can fit on one of these is, well, it's laughable. But I think it would be interesting for seeing a kid who's used to who's never known anything other than a Xbox, PlayStation, those kinds of things, and bringing home a game and having to install it before they can play it. Yeah, that's true, Taco Cub. But anybody who's used to that kind of a thing and they've never known the joy of one of these old ones, I think it'd be fun to see the way a kid would react to playing one of these for the first time, where they literally plug it in and turn it on and can play instantly. And look at that. We have a Nintendo cartridge. It's got the ribbing down the side like the original one did. It has this, the cutout. It's a little thinner than original Nintendo cartridge, but you can see the green inside. Blow it out if you need to. All right. And it's sticker time. Which means I need to cut this ever so delicately. To extract said stickers. There we go. All right. And because this is one I'm going to definitely have out, we're going to spend a little bit more time making sure the sticker is exact. Not that I ever don't have an exact sticker. Nope. One and sticker number 2. Yeah, there we go. All right. What's everybody think? How's that look? Like the original Mario Brothers Nintendo cartridge? There we go. Oh, and now we're going to build a controller. And I believe this is the last bag of the Nintendo. And then bag 9, I want to say, is the start of the TV. So, guess we're only building one controller. I kind of want to put that in there. I wonder if it'll... No, I'm not going to do that yet. We're going to save that. We're going to finish the Nintendo first, and then we're going to try to use it. Delayed gratification. Chris Bailey, what are we wowing? By the way, I know that you stepped away for a bit. I can't remember which parts you were here and which ones you weren't, but I know you are going to be building this on your own, so I'm going to avoid going back to showing any of the really exciting things that have happened, just in case you missed them, and then you will be able to enjoy them anew when you build your own. Alright, we have this long tubey thing, hose, which is in fact a hose. Yeah. I know I talked about the old Technic pneumatic sets. This is exactly the same sort of hose that used to be in those. Oops. The pneumatic sets were really cool back in the day. Oh. Okay, how does that go? That needs to go in there. There we go. Oh man, this... I was curious how they were going to accomplish the controller wire, but they figured it out. The risks sound like a broken record. Lego, they nailed this. So far, they nailed this set. As I also mentioned previously, if anybody missed it at any point and you're building your own, there are mini steps where the thing rotates back and forth a lot on you, especially near the beginning. So pay close attention to that. There were many opportunities to mess things up at the beginning of this. So it would be very easy to do if you weren't paying attention. Alright. This controller feels close to the right size. This definitely is a little smaller, and this is definitely a little smaller, but the controller feels pretty close. Also very solid, which is something that is my biggest complaint with PlayStation controllers, is how they lack a solid feel. They feel airy, which I don't really like. Definitely a matter of personal preference. Lots of people prefer the PlayStation controllers. I simply do not.
I think a lot of women prefer them because they fit their hands better. That's from I've ever had.
Lex is pointing out that a lot of women prefer the PlayStation controllers because they fit their hands better. Not that that is a problem that she has. Okay, there's all sorts of parts with printed on bits that I want to make sure I get right here. So, let's see. Those two. Start and select. Yeah, do not worry. I am absolutely going to be holding this up to show closer to the camera so you can see what's going on here. This is amazing. Oh, it'd be more amazing if I didn't put pieces in the wrong spot. D-pad right there. That guy, these guys. 1, 2, 3. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, and we got the start and select. Start and select buttons, which the longer you had your Nintendo became harder and harder to push. Okay, this is just more awesome. Okay, I feel like this one isn't. I feel like the controller is more of the spirit of the controller. It's not as perfect as the Nintendo was, but look at this thing. Look at that. These buttons are a little big. These buttons don't feel quite right. And the D-pad, I think they're divots, not. I think they go in and not out. But otherwise, that is incredible. Lego set is the same size as the original box? Really? Well, I'm going to need to compare this then. That's not the size of a cartridge. That's got to be smaller. Well, the next time I come up, I know Alex has his old Nintendo sitting on the bookshelf there. I'll have to bring this up and we can compare them. Hold them next to each other. One-to-one is even cooler. Okay, we're making our other end of the cable here that will plug in to, oops. Yeah, oh, okay. That is possible. When you're smaller, everything does look bigger. Okay, hang on. Get on there. Got it. Okay. So if we're done playing for the day, we're gonna go ahead and wrap that up like we used to. Or if we're ready to play, yeah, this is the end of this area. Let me flip these out here. We've been going for 2 hours. We're definitely gonna keep going and build some of the TV. But check this out. So we've got our Nintendo. We're gonna play, right? So we take this and we plug our controller in. Controller's plugged in, and let's try to put this cartridge in and see if it works. That is amazing. That is nothing short of amazing. there we go. And now we just sit back and we play our Nintendo. Holy cow. Okay. We'll set this off to the side. There. Now you can still kind of see it. There we go. Oh man. Okay. Whew. I'm excited. We're gonna bust on through here to the TV side of the thing. So start building on that guy now. All right. So 2 hours took us through the first half. If I'm looking at page numbers here. All right, the TV has a few more pages of instructions than the first half did. We're 10 pages shy of the halfway point, so that's pretty close. And this is 2 hours. I have a feeling the TV is going to take a little bit longer because I think when we get to the part where we start building the rotating bits, I think that's going to take a little bit longer, just because I think it's going to be a whole lot of repetition. So we're gonna front load a little bit this weekend, so that we're not here as late tomorrow. Also, because right now I'm just so gosh darn excited about this thing. Oh boy. Okay, what do we have? We have 6 of these guys. 6. So I feel like the Nintendo, it was mostly things that I was going to expect. I was not expecting the really cool Mario level on the side over here. But aside from that, it was recreating the Nintendo. The TV part of this, I feel like I have absolutely no idea what this has in store for us, and so that kind of blind excitement, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I love building a set when you have a vague idea of where you're going, but you don't really know what they're going to throw at you. It's fun. Fun and exciting. And trying to understand the choices they've made to help guide you to do the right things. Like, for example, here's just a small example. We built a couple of pieces here and we needed to put them together, and this could have easily gone here, and it looks almost the same going each way, but there's a few subtle clues. It's off center. They had you put this part here first, which is almost like a little tab to let you know which way that's going. You put a blue one on top of this, not on top of this, and so all of those things makes it easier for you to see that it's supposed to go this way instead of around the other way. So we have lots of little subtle clues, and I love paying attention to those sorts of subtle clues, just to, I know I've hinted at this sort of thing before, but I feel like there's a whole lot of psychology of Lego instruction creation that they put into this stuff, and it fascinates me being able to look at these things and try to understand why they made the decisions that they did, and moreover knowing that these things were made, these sorts of decisions were made intentionally to make it easier for somebody to build these and to make less mistakes. So I love seeing that kind of stuff, just paying attention to it. Ooh. I just heard a big truck pull up outside that sounds like the kind of truck that comes and brings you more Lego sets. Does it look like one? There's nothing out there. Well, now that's just disappointing. Getting a lot of sympathy right now. All right. We've been getting a lot of knocks on our door over the last couple of days because a large number of the Lego sets that came out last weekend have started to ship. So, like this one, for example. So, seeing the FedEx man dropping stuff off from Romeoville. You don't even need to shake the box at that point. I still do, because I love hearing that chicka 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 sound. But if it came from Romeoville, you know exactly what it is. Okay. Not entirely sure what this is yet. Oh, this might be the back of the tube? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. This is definitely still a mystery. I assume this is the bottom of the TV. I don't know what all of this stuff is going to do yet. That fit in there like that? Yeah. That's probably the back of the TV. Sometimes all you can do is keep building and get to a point where you start recognizing things. Where do you go? You go right there. Nothing quite recognizable from the inside of a TV set to me yet. Obviously, we're talking old-fashioned CRT TVs. Oh wow, we're almost done with this bag. We're like on the last step here. Old CRT TVs, very different than the LCD ones that are out now. Oh, that's that I would imagine is the coax jack where you would plug your antenna in. Clever. Alright, that's the end of that one. Another empty tray. Lex very dutifully and lovingly bringing another tray over for us. Speaking of CRT TVs, fun fact about the way the old Duck Hunt video video game worked on the original Nintendo. Even if you have a zapper and a emulator running Duck Hunt on a newer TV, like a LCD TV, it actually will not work. Even if the game runs, the way the original zapper was designed, it cannot. It was designed specifically to work with CRT TVs, and the newer TVs it will not work with because of the way the refresh rate works and the way the screen redraws itself. The way the zapper worked was when you clicked the gun to shoot, the screen would flash and basically it would flash white and then put a black box in a section of the screen, or maybe if it flashes black if it's a white box. Anyway, whichever, it doesn't matter. When the screen flashed, it would actually put, for a frame, it would put certain things around on the screen so that the zapper gun, when you clicked it, it would know what part of the screen you were hitting at, because the little CCD or whatever it was at the end of the gun, it was focused on the screen, and so when it flashed, if it did the pattern on the screen, it knew, okay, well, I'm aimed at this thing, and so if that's where the screen flashed, that's how it knew where to register the hits. And because new TVs have different refresh rates, it's physically incompatible. It doesn't work anymore. So Duck Hunt is one thing that you literally cannot play, even if you have the right stuff, unless you have an old-fashioned CRT TV. Looks like we're starting to build some of the gearing for the TV here. Like, I just know from looking at the box and whatnot, there's a crank that will move the level. It'll rotate through the level. So we're starting to work on that stuff, I think. So the TV will have a kind of a curtain, and on the window, as you crank, the curtain will be rotating through like a tire tread almost, like a vertical tire tread. So most of the complexity for this is, of course, going to be making that possible. Got a little bit of gearing in there already. Not quite the same level as like the transmission in one of these car sets back here, but can't imagine there would be much that Lego could have us build that would be more impressive than those transmissions and drivetrains and stuff. Okay. Still don't know what we're building, but it all fits together so nicely. Okay. So on that side, I think we've got the basic footprint of our TV here, I believe. Okay. Doesn't really spin very smoothly yet, but I'd imagine if we have a crank on the end of a longer handle, that will be fixed. Because, you know, physics and all that. That go? It goes right there. Okay, everything still appears to be lined up correctly. Like we're building little wheels here that will be used as, guessing, runners of some kind. For tracking. Let's see here, these. Oops. They don't actually hold on there. We're going to have to put something on the other side so that they don't fall off, but they freely spin on there. Stuff on the other side. Right, like that. Yeah, those spin very well. So seems like maybe it's gonna rest on those. Still just trying to guess how this is gonna work. It is not perfectly clear yet. Seems like this is a good spot to ask those viewers that haven't subscribed yet to please do so. Yes, that's true. We only need 3 more. I don't know if there's anybody out there watching right now that hasn't subscribed yet, but trying to get ourselves a pretty URL to make it easy to be able to come back here and see this. So if you enjoy it, it helps you and it helps me if you can click that subscribe button. Supposedly when you hit 100, YouTube starts treating you like you're a real person. So that's what we're trying to get to. So I would greatly appreciate it if you like it, to give it a click. And I'm sure all of the other viewers out there who enjoy coming to see this would appreciate it as well. Thank you for the reminder, Mike 16. Okay. Now, who remembers? I'm stuttering. What I said these gears were used for in the build from last weekend. Give you a minute to think about it. Once again, it is the simple, elegant, 8-toothed gear. Tiny little gear. I did not mention that there would be a quiz about this, but I brought them up last weekend. It actually doesn't look like they're using it for the reason that they normally do. So normally, I don't know if I should say normally, frequently, Lego will have you use those sorts of gears to simply add resistance to something, and they aren't even connected to anything other than just a connector that's on a bar. It doesn't actually spin anything. All it does is it gives just a little bit of extra resistance, and so when you're turning something like a crank or whatever, a little bit of extra resistance can give it a real a more robust feel. Makes it feel more substantial. Yeah. So when it spins quickly, it almost feels cheap and there's nothing behind it. Whereas if there's a little bit of resistance, makes it feel a little better. Giving a little bit of credence to people appreciate things more when they are harder. Takes a little more effort. In this particular case, that's not why we're using them. It's actually just to have the right amount of space to get the crank so it doesn't hit the bottom, and they are just transferring the engine down. But as you can see, you spin this, and that in turn is spinning this here, which I assume is going to be connected to the shower curtain or whatever that will be turning through the whole setup here. Similar to, say, unboxing an iPhone, where the box is the threshold of size of box lid to box inside is just perfect, where when you lift it off, it feels special. There's enough resistance that it doesn't come right off too slowly or too quickly. It has a little bit of resistance to it. So when you're pulling the lid off, it builds anticipation. And we've gone 2.5 hours here. We've got probably do two more small. The next couple bags are small. We're getting close to the end of this one, so we're definitely not going over 3 hours. Don't worry about that. But we're getting close. And then tomorrow will be a little bit easier of a schedule, I think. I think we're front loading well enough. That won't be a problem tomorrow. All right. Getting more gearing. You can see not only does this twist this, which will be the level that's going around, but it's twisting this over here, and it looks like, well, let's see what that's meant to be. I actually don't know. Well, it clicks, but it also makes it so you can't go backwards. So you can only go forward in the level, like the original Mario. It wasn't until Mario 2 came out. Right? Yeah, Mario 2 lets you go backwards in the level because there were some levels that went to the left. So, as opposed to always going to the right, like the original Super Mario Brothers levels did. Okay, we have more freely spinning wheels here. We've got all of these oddly colored things going on here, which typically, if it's oddly colored, that means it's only going to be inside. It's not fit for standard viewing. The inside of this thing is very colorful. Power cord will be, assuming there's a power cord. Okay, that might be the end of this bag. Is it? It is. It's the end of that one. Okay, on to bag 11. So there were 21 bags. So once we finish this one, we'll be at the halfway point for bags anyway. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there aren't too many pieces in. This will be a quick one, and I can see she's already got the pieces laid out for the next one over there. That's a quick one too. So we'll be done well before 5. We are getting dangerously close to dinner time, after all. I know I mentioned earlier, and I don't intend to use one platform to promote the other, so I'm not going to be talking about this all that much, but I mentioned my piano playing earlier. I can tell you right now that there's enough effort that goes into setting up for either one of those that I probably will never be doing a piano stream on a Saturday night, since once I have it set up for my stream on Saturday, knowing that I'm going to have to do it again on Sunday, that's not a duplicate effort that I ever intend to do. So, not that I know when I will ever do a piano stream yet. I can tell you with some level of certainty that it will not ever be on a Saturday night. If you ever were worried that that might be the case, don't. It's most likely going to be restricted to sometime during the week. Well, Lex is telling me Monday.
Well, that's only good until
But I don't know if that's necessarily the case anyway. I should do a chat request system. Are you talking about for piano playing there, Taco Cub? What are you... I assume that's what you mean. Very good. Yeah, admittedly, I have not put a ton of thought into the piano playing stuff. Certainly, if I'm playing, I won't be reading chat a whole lot while that's going. Oh, by the way, we've got ye old video and audio, like the Nintendo here. Yeah, chances are, if I'm doing something like that, Lex will be the one reading anything important to me if anybody says anything, because it's kind of hard for me to read a chat stream while I'm playing the piano. But minimum, I would probably be checking it between songs just to see if anybody's watching or asking for anything. Yeah, I think some capacity to make requests. I don't know. I'm gonna need to figure out a way. If I was gonna do that, have a way to maybe let people peruse the catalog so they're not asking for stuff that I don't know how to play or don't have the music for. I don't know. Like I said, haven't put a lot of thought into this yet. That's a good idea. This is a rather shallow TV, it would seem, so far. Usually those old ones are a bit deeper, but since this is all make-believe stuff anyway, do whatever we want with it. Like I said, these are quick, tiny bags. Almost done with this one, and then we'll be on to our last bag of the night, and then everybody can go get their dinners if you're not already eaten. Where's that go? That goes there, and it appears that I did that completely backwards. And now it's completely fixed. Right. Okay. I think that's that for this one. Yep. That's the end of that bag. We'll just do bag 12 here to build up the kind of the rest of the back of the cabinet, and then I think we're done. And honestly, I mean, like I said, this set's, it's oh, I was off, 2,650 pieces, so 250 more than I said it was. It's a decently sized set. It's not the biggest, but it's definitely on the upper medium area. I'm actually surprised at how quick it's going. All right, 2x. Let's do that correctly this time. Oh, see, and now this time they say 2x, but they double the recipe. They double the ingredients. kind of a pet peeve of mine that they do that. Switch back and forth. I've grumbled about that before. I don't need to do it again. And 6. Yeah, alright. I wonder if I can be lazy and do this quickly. So far, not so good. Nope. Well, I thought that would be clever to go faster, but it sure doesn't seem like it is. Well, now that I'm thinking about dinner, what sort of wonderful, exciting dinner plans does everybody have out there tonight? I don't know what we're making other than something that's fairly repetitive. Five with 2 of these on top. That guy, okay. Oh, right. We're making 2. Kind of louvers here, or more venting of some kind, sort of. Yeah, the heat vents on the back of the cabinet. That's something else. I was mentioning how weird it would be for a kid to sit down and play a game on an old system like this, with classic cartridges, with having it fire right up. Can't imagine what it would be like for a kid to see a TV with a built into a big old cabinet. They don't sell TVs like that anymore. Seafood Saturday. Well, I'm excited for you guys to be able to enjoy that. We will definitely not be having seafood here. Unless we were having sushi. Or clam chowder. Oof. Clam chowder. Well, we're still just building up a box here. That's really all it is just a big old box. Not really what the inside of a TV normally looks like, but or one of these old ones anyway. Taking some artistic license, but that's okay. It's also a lot less electrocuty. Nearly done. In fact, this might very well be the last step. Oops. There. And oh, we're not done yet. Oh, this is fun. Okay, we are making an antenna. I was wondering what this was going to be used for. Let's see, we have an antenna here that can collapse down and lock into place. Obviously, if you're playing your Nintendo, you don't need the antenna because it's getting it straight from there. But when you want to tune into those sweet VHF and UHF channels, there we go. That's fun. That really does look like old Nintendo, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, that's the end of that step. So we're done. We're done for the day. That's good. Good progress. Two hours 45 minutes, and I am confident that we will not be doing this that long tomorrow. We've got 8 bags left. We're gonna fly right through these. 9 bags left. 9 bags left. Yeah, but we've made it through the bulk of it, and yeah, we've got a cool inside of our TV cabinet going on. And for anybody who wasn't here when I was showing this off, Nintendo really looks like a Nintendo. You can plug your controller in, unplug it, wrap it up and store it, put it away. You can put your cartridge into the Nintendo. Wait, gotta do that first. Cartridge in, locks in place. And if you want to see the original level 1, 2, this is the end of the level for Super Mario Brothers. There you go. This set's awesome. I'm having so much fun with it. Can't wait to come back and finish it tomorrow. It's going to be tough for me to wait all the way until tomorrow. Wait the 21 hours and 15 minutes. But we'll be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you guys for showing up today, as always. Have a lot of fun doing these and love having you guys watch. So have a good night. Enjoy your Seafood Saturday or whatever you're having. And I'll see everybody tomorrow.